What's happening, everybody?
Hello, hello, hello.
Look what we got.
We have company.
We've got company tonight.
It's me.
David Osbornsen's in the house.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Hell row.
Hell row. It's like how I say Bama.
Bama. Hey, Aaron, what's happening? Checking in and standing by. Nice, dude. Hey, welcome to Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. I'm Greg, and that's
Beth,
and that's
David Osbornsen.
There you go. I don't know. I was just thinking about it because I posted the show with like the notes in it, and I think I spelled your name right. The last name. You've got a very unique last name, Osbornsen. Is it S-E-N or S-O-N?
S-E-N.
Thought so. Okay. God dang it.
I spelled it wrong.
No, I got it right. Welcome, everybody. Javon, what's going on? Hope you guys are having a great night. We just got back from Austin.
I didn't go.
Well, David.
I had a nice, quiet night.
What'd you do?
Ate McDonald's.
You got the McDonald's?
I got the fucking McDonald's finally.
McDonald's.
Cuddled with the pups and read and watched Hallmark all at the same time.
All on a Tuesday
night. It was cray.
Nice.
It's like it was a Saturday evening almost.
It's awesome.
And I get to do it again next Thursday and Friday.
Yep. I'll be out of town. Going fishing. Going fishing. Yep.
Going deep sea fishing.
Shore fishing. It's a big thing here. You just park your shit on the beach and you just cast, I guess. I've never done it before, so.
Yeah, this is the first time.
Yeah. So you drive like 30 miles down the beach. You're
taking the trailer, right?
Yeah.
Is Travis staying in there with you or just you?
Yeah, he's going to stay in there with me.
You're going to give him the table?
Yeah.
You take the comfier bed? It's not comfy by any means. It's comfier.
It's comfy enough.
Then you need to make sure you take some sheets and stuff.
Yeah.
For that bed. He needs a little bit more than what you will use.
I'm very rustic.
You're very.
Is that the right word?
You're very. No, not rustic. You're very
utilitarian.
I don't care as long as I have a pillow.
That's really all I give a shit about.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm moving around a lot tonight, it's because my back's still fucked up from last weekend. And
is it better? I didn't even ask you today.
No, it's definitely not.
Still not.
Yeah, on the way home, I was like complaining about it, wasn't I? I complain about everything.
Well, I mean, it hurt. I mean, I've been there. I've had a back that hurt.
I mean,
that's what happens when you hit 30 years old.
Well,
no, I told him about that. I was like, you hit 30, you get a cavity, and you throw out your fucking back.
You have another appointment with the
Friday at Matador,
dude, right?
Yep. So try and get my shit squared away before then. So thank you guys for joining us. It is Wednesday night.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody. Salute. Cheers, buddy. Cheers. I can't reach that far.
Wow.
I'm short.
Imaginary cheers.
Absolutely. And thanks for joining us, David. It's awesome. Glad to have you in
Is that
town.
like a COVID cheers? Imaginary cheers is a COVID cheers?
It's like the elbow bump thing. I think that's done now. We're going to talk about masks being done with shit at this point here in a minute. Did I go back and rewatch episode 200? No, I have not.
God, 200.
So I kind of, I was thinking it's his gun.
I know.
I was like, I had to listen to it so I could throw it out on Podbean, and so I can then stream it out to iTunes and all of that.
Who asked that?
Ruben.
Ruben. Oh,
so it was awesome. Huh?
Now they've both fallen off.
Just set it down. Quit breaking stuff. It's all good. So yeah, I know.
Ruben.
Then I went back on and did another hour. So
he tried to talk me into it. And I was like, no, you're the idiot who logged us off. I'm not going back on.
I'm blaming it on my back.
I'm gonna blame it on
whiskey. Are we allowed to blame it on whiskey? Are you allowed to blame stuff on whiskey?
Blame everything.
Is it kind of like blaming it on the rain?
Blame it on the rain. Yep, absolutely. Check us out on The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg on Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, Spotify, all the places. Give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a little thumbs up over here if you don't mind. Logan, what's happening? Hope you guys are having a good night. Reed, what's happening?
Hey, so Lloyd was first on tonight.
Lloyd,
he beat Ruben. That's rare.
Lloyd. Yeah. Way to be
Usually
Lloyd.
Ruben is like, bink.
Yeah, absolutely. So check us out.
He was too busy looking for more stories to read.
We are 8 away from 200. We need to break the 200. So
I was like, we just did 200. You meant peeps.
The show, share the show for us. We'd really, really appreciate it. I want to break that 200. We're so close.
Your laptop sounds like it's going to take off tonight.
It literally does. And I don't have that much shit running, so I don't know really what's happening. Aside from, who knows?
Yeah,
it's all good. But we got some fun shit. Let's jump into the Drinkin Bros. How was your? So it was first time David was at the Drinkin Bros Studio. Beth's been there. I've been there before. What'd you think, man?
It's definitely very different from what you would see on TV or
Okay.
on YouTube. And um it's definitely a little bit bigger than my 2-car garage. You could definitely fit 2 cars in there.
Mhm.
Maybe a third if it was like one of those smart cars. You ever see those go-kart looking
Yep.
things?
Mhm.
Yep.
They
Little
look like a
e-cars
skate.
or whatever the hell they are.
They
Yep.
look like a skate.
What's up, Davey? Yeah, it's cool though. Just like the way it's set up, like in what you see on, it's kind of like this, right? It's like what you see on TV
Oh,
is
definitely.
different than what you actually, like the behind the scenes stuff, right?
Right. It was just kind
Alex,
of
what's
a
going on?
cool experience to be able to kind of see how the show works and runs and and everything like that.
The
It was-
production
I like
of
the
it.
stuff behind the scenes, like when they're changing out the sets, like everything's just on wheels, and it's like,
Well, they don't move that one anymore.
Oh, they
just
don't?
leave it there. Yeah.
oh,
Figured out the lighting, and they just leave Jesse's wall right there.
okay.
So,
Because for a while they were moving it all,
Yep.
and
yeah,
cool.
absolutely. So you got to meet everybody, pretty much.
pretty
Except
much
for
everybody.
Dakota, he was the only one that wasn't there, which is he's always doing stuff, right? So, but you met Dan, you met Ross, Jesse, the guys
how's
behind the.
Jessie?
She's good. She's doing 2 weeks.
I was gonna say, isn't she due?
2 weeks and
She ready?
she's
like,
they
"Get
already
this
have 2
out-
kids, so I don't know
get
if
this
you can
out
get
of me."
more ready. Yeah, I think.
Oh,
She's
I think you probably get a little bit more miserable
I don't know.
when you know
I don't know.
what to expect. Because I heard last month of pregnancy is miserable from everybody. They're like,
She looked
"You're
pretty good. I
so
mean, she looked like she
heavy
was
and
doing all right.
can't
Like,
get comfortable."
know.
And
I don't know. JJ, what's going on? Yeah, so did that. So we watched which shows? Which shows did we watch? We watched
We watched
RPR, Ross Patterson Revolution,
JJ's on. Hey, JJ.
and then we did a Drinkin Bros.
one that was recorded that I don't think we can talk about yet.
So they had a
Um,
special guest. You'll see that I think Friday, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was Friday.
It's gonna be a sports show.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be on the sports. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So that one was cool, and then regular Drinkin Bros. They did a regular Drinkin Bros. Show, which was live yesterday, and that's when you got to be on, which was pretty fucking rad, right?
It's perfect because that was the one where Biden ended that mask mandate for airports.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit as well. So
yeah, I was on that one. But I was referenced throughout the episode.
it was hilarious, dude. So we're hanging out. We're at like the we're sitting behind the American Party podcast, which is kind of just next to the Drinkin Bros set. And who was it? LeVar Burton? Was that the name?
LeVar Burton. Yep.
That's the one that Ross was it?
Is that
No,
the guy from Star
George.
Trek?
It was.
yeah. So it is the guy from
Yeah.
Star Trek, but it was the wrong black man. Right? So they start getting into this, and they're like, "Oh my
Jordy.
god, how can we get it wrong? The one time we have a black man in the studio,
Oh, he was actually in.
he was in the studio."
That's
So-
funny. Who was he trying to say?
I can't remember the dude's name. Was it from Game of Thrones or something like that? I don't remember.
I don't even remember.
It was hilarious, dude. Everybody's cracking up, and so Ross goes.
Did he blush? Well, he wears makeup, so you can't tell if he blushes.
That's true.
That's my superpower. No one can tell when I'm blushing or anything,
Right.
or if I'm embarrassed.
That's awesome.
It's a superpower.
Dude,
I
yeah,
tell
no.
you.
So we were just hanging out and shooting shit, and like you and I were just
Jeffrey
fucking
Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, thank you.
JJ.
You and I are just off screen, fucking cracking up the whole time. They were funny as shit, dude. So yeah, and then they get into a whole like Dan and Ross going like this whole breakdown of like BIPOC. So what was it? Black Indigenous people of color.
Yep.
Something like that, and they just go on like this tirade.
I don't remember. It's I got to check out what show it is, but it's a show that it's like centering around like an African American community,
Mhm.
and the girl goes, "Us black women." She goes, "Oh, I don't relate to black women," and I was like, I got to watch the show now because I want to see what she relates herself to, because there's all sorts of things people call themselves now, from gender to race to jobs.
Your pronouns, right? Isn't that
Yeah.
basically, or your
I mean,
ethnicity is your
I'm
ethnicity.
a
It
simple
was
girl.
interesting.
You got to keep it simple for me. Otherwise, I'm going to get really confused.
You're just Hispanic.
I'm a Texican.
You're a Texican.
Texican.
Exactly.
Representing
I
that.
call
hat.
her a Mexican every once in a while. She's like, I'm not Mexican.
I'm not Mexican. I'm not from Mexico.
I'm from Texas.
I'm only a quarter Mexican, so
That's awesome. So we've had food. You've done the
Oh yeah.
you've done the
Had some
Mexican food here. You've done the ribs. We've done all this stuff.
I'm sorry that you guys didn't get to go to a really good barbecue place
Dude,
last night.
we're on the way to. That's why I'm repping the Buc-ee's hat tonight. We're on the way to Austin last night, or yesterday morning rather.
Yeah, yesterday morning.
And we hit up the Buc-ee's real quick, right? This is how much brisket have you had so far? Or like just how much barbecue have you
Ruben.
had so far?
Middle finger, dude.
What do you say?
He goes underneath that baseball cap. Beth is just a bleached blonde silly girl.
Yeah, I can tell. So we hit Buc-ee's. And what'd you have?
I had their sliced beef brisket sandwich.
Mhm.
So for those of you guys that don't know, Buc-ee's is a huge like
Gigantic gas
trucker
station.
stop gas station.
On a trucker stop.
It is a truck because they have the gas station for the truckers
No,
in
they
the back.
don't.
Yes, they do.
Do they?
And they also have places for them to line their trucks up if they need to sleep along
didn't
the
think they
outside
did it
of the
at
parking
Buc-ee's.
lot.
Oh.
And so, but it's like I'm trying to
It's
think.
like a Walmart of
It
gas
is, but it's
stations.
so nice. And the things that they have, you could decorate a whole damn house, get a bathing suit, and buy some food all in the same place.
He goes, "Would you say that's the best gas station barbecue I've ever had?"
The best gas station barbecue I've ever had.
It was awesome.
Hands down.
Yeah.
So when did he have the chicken? I thought he had the
At the
chicken.
same time.
Oh,
he
had
bought a
both
chicken
of them?
sandwich and
Yeah,
yeah, he went big.
Because I remember he saying that chicken sandwich was dang good. So
Yeah, it was
and
awesome.
we've had it before, and we were like, yes, it is.
So then we went to I can't think of the name of the barbecue place. Oh, there goes
Oh,
that.
Stubbs.
Stubbs. We went to Stubbs Barbecue last night.
That sucker just got away
Had that
from
for
me.
dinner. What'd you have?
Oh, I
Pulled
had
pork.
obviously brisket. And then I had the pork.
Did you guys do like a family where you
No,
got
he
some
got his
meats
two
and,
meats
okay.
and two sides or something. I got my 2 meats and 2
What
sides.
sides?
I had coleslaw
Oh.
and mac and cheese. And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
dope.
Yeah, and my sides were coleslaw and collard greens.
Which he had never had before.
Did you like them?
Oh, they were
What
fantastic.
made you get collard greens if you've never had them before? Because I hear they can be, they're strong, aren't they?
They can be, but
are
that's
they
when
like
they
Brussels
cook 'em down.
sprouts?
Nah.
It's more like spinach.
That's how I explained it to him. I
Okay.
was like, it's kind of like spinach that they
But
put.
I hear they're bitter.
they
But they
can't-
put them with bacon and shit, right?
and that's when they cook it down. That's what takes the bitterness out of
Okay.
it. Yeah. So
But anything with bacon and that bacon grease that gets into it, that's good. But I don't eat vegetables, so I wouldn't have had the coleslaw or the
white
collard
bread
greens.
was amazing. So Davey asked we go to Terry Black's. We didn't.
Why
And
didn't
I
you? But you were going
fucking-
to, and
were
then
gonna hit
somebody
this
else
other place.
recommended another place.
AL
Always go with your first
barbecue,
choice.
and they were closed. But this place was. We had already parked. He'd had some beers. I'd had a couple beers, and I had the. I was kind of planning on doing it today, and then we were 30 miles outside of Austin, South Boston, and I was like, "Son of a bitch, we forgot to go to Terry Black's." But I brought him to the bagel place that we like.
Oh,
What kind
Oh.
of bagel did you get?
I got a bagel with, you guessed it, brisket.
but they have
So,
brisket.
yeah, dude. So I'm like,
Was
he's
it
had
did
plenty
you
of
still have
brisket.
eggs and cheese and
No,
stuff?
just brisket.
Oh wow, I didn't
Just
even know they had
brisket
that.
with the barbecue
Yeah.
sauce. And
Nice.
yes, Ruben, I am trying to fit in down here with the collard greens.
It was awesome. So you tried it out though, but I mean, yeah,
Meat sweats. Lugan said
So
sounds like
then-
a perfect storm for meat sweats.
yeah. Sunday he got here, we had smoked. I don't know, we had smoked 3
Six
racks.
slabs of
Her brother or her dad smoked 3 racks of ribs.
3 racks, not slabs. Yeah.
So
those
we've
things.
had, and we're having them tomorrow night again. And then there's the barbecue place across the street, Bill Miller's. You can always hit up.
You can, but that's
It's good.
it is good, but
Yeah.
it's like fast food barbecue, which is okay if you want fast food barbecue, but
Dude, we didn't have fast food
we don't
barbecue.
really
in
go
Phoenix.
anywhere here for barbecue, do we?
Rudy's once in a while.
Yeah, that's true, but that's true.
Bill Miller. Yeah, there's definitely some places.
But we haven't been to Rudy's since like when
been a couple
COVID
years.
first
Yeah,
started. We
been a
like
couple
they were
years.
still open. so we
Brisket
went.
bagel, exactly, Davey. Like, I was like, holy shit, I got like a bacon, egg, and cheese
That's what you got me.
on it.
He's so sweet. He brought me home one.
Mhm. On it, everything, and you went full Texas on that bagel.
I did.
What was the
and-
bagel?
What'd you do? Plain?
Yeah, I did the plain bagel.
I mean,
Bagel
you
was
kind of
awesome.
have to with
We ate it on.
brisket and barbecue sauce. You don't want to take away from that by having too.
We
much
ate
of
them
your
on the
bagel.
tailgate. I threw the F-150 tailgate down.
There
And we
were
just
some
ate. That's some
Motherfucking
Texas
Texans
shit right there.
there.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So I'm glad. I hope you're having fucking fun. Like I said, you got to meet everybody. He's blasted all of the photos out so far, a lot of them.
Yep.
We did
and
Austin downtown last night. That was kind of fun. So you got to see the change from.
Was there anybody out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the college
It
town,
was
so
it was quieter
it was
than like say
tamer
the
than
weekends, but it was
Saturday night.
still there was we immediately like roll around after going to the barbecue place to Stubbs, and there's some dude just like in Austin. There's
that's
those
right, you told me about
scooter
this.
things like that everybody whips around on, and he is just like beating the living shit out of this scooter to where it breaks in half.
Why was he doing that?
Who the fuck knows? And then he just walks off.
yeah, and I didn't. And I looked at him like, what is that? What people in Austin do for fun is break those fucking scooters?
Yes.
Dude,
I mean,
yes.
it's a very Texas thing. I mean, if you're doing,
break
if you're
shit.
into
What
that
if he was-
shit,
If he like it tripped him up and he was pissed, he was like, "You will die."
Ruben, yep. Somebody's gonna, definitely lay a cow. Probably later on this week, and it's probably gonna be that guy from all the brisket.
Whichever one of you it is, I don't want to be around.
I didn't have brisket this morning.
You better take the poopery with you on that trip.
There's poopery in all the bathrooms in my house. We should be
it's better
sponsored by
for
them.
San Antonio that I shit in their toilets than up north.
This is just you have like a poopsicle outside. You have like an outhouse or something.
Yeah,
Poops.
sure.
You know,
not
I'll-
Alaska.
Well, I've seen Alaska
not
shit.
Alaska.
I mean, you're from Minnesota. So give us a little background on you. So you're from Minnesota. First trip down to Texas, right?
yes.
What'd you think of the difference getting down here?
It's definitely the weather is much nicer. So anybody who's from Minnesota out there, sucks to be you right now.
Nice.
But yeah, it was definitely warm when I got down here. But it was the kind of warm that you would expect Minnesota would have for about July and August.
Okay.
So
And it's April. So
and it's April right now, so I haven't really got to experience the
Super hot.
full
Yeah.
Texas.
It won't get
heat.
really hot until
how
like,
long was your flight? Sorry.
Oh, from like
we had a
total,
layover.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
like
All
total.
told. Yeah.
So from Grand Forks to the cities was only, it felt like it was up in the air for 20 minutes.
It's like a little pull
20 up, 20 down.
And then I had a 4-hour layover, which really wasn't that bad because in the Minneapolis airport, there's like tons of shit that you can do.
Nice. It's a
And
big airport. I don't
it's a
remember.
big
I don't think I've ever
airport.
flown through there.
But like it's easy and there's all kinds of things that you can do. So I wasn't really bored.
Nice.
And then I hopped on the plane there in Minneapolis and flew down here, which was about 2.5 hours. But
Okay, it's
That's
not too bad.
No.
Yeah,
we
that breaks
arrived
it up.
here.
Your layover was longer than the whole flights together.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So
Are you excited that you won't have to wear a mask home when you go home on Sunday?
I will be very excited because when I was coming down on that plane here to San Antonio, I was sweating my fucking ass off.
Especially right behind the mask, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And oof.
You know what's funny is how they yesterday they decided no more masks
Yep.
in
So we'll
public
jump into that, yeah.
transportation. It was funny though, as I'm like watching through some of my news stuff, the city's still like, I think you should still wear a mask. I myself will still wear a mask
I've got
when
some.
I'm
I've got
in.
some
And I was
lefty
like,
comments here that I'm going to go over.
come on, dude.
Virtue signaling dickheads.
What?
Virtue signaling dickheads.
that?
are like somebody's like, I'm still going to do it.
Yes.
Because I'm better than everybody.
Well, because I'm special and I don't
Yeah.
want to get sick.
Yeah. So liberals and media elite show off their masks in response to an end of travel mandate. Kiss my A. That's what the
Hey, so
article says.
Sarah says you were so wonderful this week on BB.
Yeah, he
Aw,
did great.
Thank you, Sarah. You're
Yeah,
such
and
a sweet girl.
Shouted out a bunch of his friends.
Aaron said he totally rocked it. So,
Yeah, Good
yeah,
job.
that's awesome.
Especially when you're on camera and you're
Not used to it.
on that big of a podcast. That's a big fucking podcast.
Oh yeah,
Millions of people listening to that podcast.
I'm sorry, and I totally cut you off with your
Okay.
pretentious.
We'll get into that, but no, that's
I
perfect.
mean, I
Yeah,
just wanted to share. I thought that
Yeah,
was cool that people
absolutely.
were like, yeah,
absolutely. He did great, and like just watching him, be able to watch you on there. You were prepared, like with who you were going to throw out there. You didn't get up there and just like panic.
he was
like-
prepared.
Well, the hard AFs help.
Oh yeah, you had 3. Oh, real quick before we jump into the mask things, what do you think of those?
What,
Those
what,
will
what?
fuck you up.
What?
The hard AFs.
Oh, you had 3 of them?
Yeah, I had
Four.
3.
I handed him a 4th one. I was like, everybody kept being like, you need to slam it, be the first one on the show to slam it. And he goes, Bill, fuck you. It's like, I'm not going to
Probably
slam this thing.
so smart.
Probably a smart idea because I would have had to shovel you out of there at the end of the
yeah,
day.
they're super strong.
Yeah, they'll hit
But
you.
yeah, they were fantastic. Like they weren't too sweet.
Yeah.
Very
I'm
refreshing,
not
but
allowed
they
to have
will
them.
definitely will sneak up on you. But it was a good thing that I had a couple to go on there because little jittery, but
Yeah, you did great. Yeah, you
Awesome.
wouldn't be able to tell, dude. You did great. So back to the mask things. So you're lucky because you literally flew down here, had to wear the mask. Now you get to fly home and not wear the fucking mask, which is awesome. But there are defiant members of the media and other liberals who have responded to the recent lifting of the travel mask mandate by taking selfies of themselves wearing the masks on the planes.
If somebody
Because-
sits next to me and sitting wearing a mask, I think I might just stare at them and be like,
Yeah, just don't say fucking anything. Hey, to each their own. You want to wear the mask? You've got some
but
sort of
I
medical
just don't
thing.
understand what people are afraid of
I saw like a bunch of people driving by themselves on the fucking highway
wearing
today.
masks. I
wearing
did
a
see
mask.
there was one lady, and I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. She said, my mother died of COVID a year and a half ago. I will always wear a mask. And I was like,
Good for you.
I mean, that's,
Good for you.
I don't think your mother would want you to do that. But maybe I'm wrong.
So says after U.S. District Court Judge Catherine Kimball voided the Biden administration's travel mask mandate on Monday, there was some fear online from liberal media figures who didn't feel safe they didn't feel safe barefaced either on a plane or in an Uber.
Plane, train, or
Even
automobiles.
Uber came out and said, we're done with this shit. If you don't want to do it, get another way home or get another ride.
Wait, if you don't want to do what?
If you don't want to if you think we're going to require our people,
Oh, okay.
basically like take a hike.
Well, because in Austin, we did have that one guy. Nobody had been requiring, and that one guy was like, I can't give you a ride unless you have masks. I'm like, who? Masks are done in Texas,
Yep.
dude.
Masks
He was
are
like,
done.
you can't have a
Masks been
ride.
done in Texas for
And then he was supposed to repay us, and
wow.
he still charged us $5. That
fucking.
SOB.
So
you want to give him a shout out on the podcast? No.
Oh, I
Right.
would if I knew his name. I'd be like, so and so in Austin, Texas drives for Uber.
Tiffany Cross
Yes,
posted
Sarah.
a photo of herself on a flight wearing her black mask. Her caption was a bit more provocative. She said, and I can't read this because it's too small. Them, no mask required. Me, YGMFU. And I'll explain that acronym here in a second because I had to Google that shit.
Something.
COVID ain't over, folks. Fly the friendly skies like this. And it's a picture, or a finger pointing down to her with a mask on. She's so strong. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Right? And the YGMFU means you got me fucked up.
I mean, I like that, and I might use it for some stuff, but I don't understand how her not having to wear a mask got her fucked up.
I don't know. So another guy, hip
And
hop.
I like how she tried to be really trendy with the them, me, because they do that a lot on
shit
the
all
TikTok
time. It's
stuff.
like them and me, or nobody, and it's just blank, and it's like me or them,
Or they say, mom, me.
Yeah. So then you got
So
there's a
trendy.
radio host, Notorious VOG, who I don't know necessarily, but the more people I see on the flight without a mask, it's the more mask I'm wearing on that flight.
Well, here's the thing. They
might-
even said if you are in a flight next to somebody who doesn't wear a mask, it's only going to protect you for an hour and a half. That's some protection right there. I mean,
And
it's
in
that
flights,
limited.
I think they exchange the air. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they exchange the air like every 3 minutes in a
yeah,
in
I
a
don't know
plane.
if it's even.
It's like super fast.
I want to say it's even faster than that.
So he said, I might have to take my Honeywell North full face respirator mask on trips, like one of those big ass like
Do you
you're
sleep
working
with?
hazmat shit. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah, test it and see how safe it is, because that's the thing that's about masks, is everybody's fooling themselves that it protects them.
Everybody's seen the pictures. Being that it's 420, everybody's seen the pictures of like people blowing smoke out of
and
those
it's just
fucking
coming
things.
out the
Yeah,
sides. It's
when
like
it's coming straight through the mask, right?
you're like, yeah, that's real protection.
Yeah,
right
it's not really gonna help. So
Mm.
I don't know. I'm glad it's done.
I'm glad it's done. Again, to each their own.
Yep. Keep
but
wearing
don't,
it if you
you
want.
know-
Wear it in your car if you like.
I
I think.
at
it's
what
kinda
point do we
comical.
go back to normal? Is what I want to
I
know.
think we're long since past normal.
I mean, but when do we go back to
I think
like?
we're in the Matrix. Oh my God, we were leaving.
Yes.
When
yes.
was it? Monday morning. Tuesday morning.
Tuesday
We're
morning.
driving out of the neighborhood, right? And I'm like, holy shit, the fucking Matrix just glitched in the neighborhood, right? There's this dude walking backwards with a mask on, right? And he's like I'm like, he's in Crocs, big tall dude. I'm like,
He's
did you
working
just
his
see
butt
that
muscles
shit?
out.
But I'm like, he's walking backwards.
Fergie does that.
In the neighborhood with a mask on. But like one of the expensive, like the K.
You didn't take a picture of it? That'd have been
We
funny.
were driving by him.
We
and
were driving
I
by.
would have turned around and been like, smile. Oh, wait, you can't. You have a mask on.
The Matrix fucking broke.
Yeah. It was the oddest thing I've ever seen. I wish I would have
Walking backwards, yes, Logan.
Huh.
He was literally walking backwards.
It's a good butt muscle workout.
Stop it.
No, it is. Fergie
I don't
does
think
it.
this dude was trying.
I mean, maybe he was. Maybe he's trying to get them saddlebags lifted.
He was an older gentleman, so I
Maybe
don't know.
even more reason to try to get those saddlebags
He
lifted.
sits a lot.
Maybe
He's trying to get his glutes. Maybe he's got a good Instagram following for his glutes.
he wants to be able to twerk it.
He's like COVID glutes. Whatever. I don't know. It's fucking weird though. It's just weird. People are fucking crazy.
Oh, yes, I did have fun, JJ. And thank you, Alex Chichov.
I didn't see that one. Slam some high and angry rum. That was funny. That's what he told. He said you should slam some high and angry rum. But then I think, was it Lloyd that said?
We need to get some of that high and angry.
Logan said somebody slammed the whole bottle. Joel.
Dude, we were looking. I was looking around set and I couldn't find. Was that the bottle that was in the other room? We saw that one and they shared. They were talking when we were just talking.
Oh, the one with that Iconoblast.
Yeah,
did?
where they did the 3-parter.
Oh, with Josh Barnett.
Yeah, and I think maybe that is the one they drank. I don't remember.
Sick and tired of these motherfucking masks on this motherfucking plane.
That's exactly what I.
That's why it made me think of it.
Wrote that.
So tell me about 420.
420. Holy shit! You want to? It's just today's 420,
Oh, it is,
and it's
isn't it? Holy
nothing
shit.
more than.
All day, and I've never even noticed it.
It might be, excuse me, little difficult to see, but when it's going to come up here, this kid, because it's 420,
That's a big
man
ass joint.
spends hours breaking up weed to roll 600. He ground up 650 pounds. What's that? $800 worth of weed for a huge 420 joint.
So that looks like the sage stuff they use when they're cleansing.
It literally
the house.
does, but that's one big joint.
That's funny.
So it says he was attending a 420 event in London, and he spent
in London.
he spent 4 hours grinding up weed just for one joint. So I just, because it's 420, I had to celebrate with you guys. I don't smoke weed, so
That's dedication right
that's
there.
fucking dedication, right? And Woom said I'm higher than a giraffe pussy, so
I
that's
just saw
amazing.
that too.
Boom,
I
how
love
do you know what giraffe pussy looks like?
Or feels
No,
like.
it's the elevation.
Oh,
of it.
Oh,
Get
You're
it?
slow. He was
God,
fast.
I'm slow. Maybe
Me
I'm
too.
high right now.
I don't think so. You've only had two Trulies.
No, this is my second one.
Nice. There you go. So you're working on your second. Yeah. So there you go. So nonetheless, I just had to share that because
That's
it is
funny.
420.
It's a lot of money to
Papa
waste
Giorgio had
on one big joint that you're probably not gonna.
you're
gonna burn
literally,
through
they
more of it than
shared it
smoke
on
it.
the show. I saw it in the kitchen at the studio. It was like, I don't have anything as purple as it fucking was. I'm like looking around. I don't even know. I mean, it was like the A&M sign, but like purple, like, because that's maroon, right? But it was like that color of dark purple.
And what was it? I'm sorry.
A bud that was like
Oh.
that big.
It's funny. I wonder why it was that color.
Dude, I don't know, but he was smoking that shit all over the place. Like, out on the stairs, just hanging out, smoking. I was like, fucking man.
Is he rolling it or what's he doing it with?
Yeah, he was rolling it up, just smoking it. So cheers to you guys that do the 420. We don't partake in the 420.
We don't.
No, we do the Coors Lights
And the
which is
Diet
fine,
Coke.
and the Diet Cokes, and the Trulies.
So,
So tell me about employee dropout
so
rates.
you know how we're having like there's a huge lack of employees. Like
real quick. Sarah, if you are in the chat, go to there's 3 lines up at the top of the chat in the chat board. Hit the
hit those lines
hit the
and
that
click on
and
live.
hit live chat. That way it doesn't go to top chat, it'll go to live chat for
And you
you.
won't
So a
miss them.
little
I did
lesson.
that for forever. Sarah.
And it'll because it for some reason the chats will skip.
Yeah.
Like some
Took me forever
comments.
to figure
So
that out.
just pop that in there.
So you know how there's like I want to say employee shortage, but people are having a really hard time hiring people for positions. Well, there was a survey that showed I love how they call them employee dropouts.
Yeah.
Are going to be staying out of the labor force permanently.
So who are these fucking
These
people?
are people that don't have jobs.
So they're just going to live off the fucking government.
I would just want to know, because you can't live off, I guess you could live off welfare, but you can't live off unemployment forever.
No.
At some
because
point
you have
it
to file.
stops.
You have to file for unemployment, I think. Right?
Labor shortage, that's what I wanted to call it. But so workforce dropouts say they don't plan to return to pre-COVID activities, whether that includes, hold on. Fucking Wall Street Journal. It's like, you have to sign up for this. I got your sign up.
Did it work?
You're seeing.
All right.
Anyways, so a lot of people, like millions, like a few million, they're saying of the survey that they estimated about 3 million people.
So 1% of the population in the United States is going to stop fucking working.
Yeah, because they are worried they are going to, oh, come on, just give me, they're worried they're going to get sick. Basically, is what it boils down to. I'm trying to see if it'll let me open
Dude,
up another.
you could catch anything anywhere, like a cold. I mean, do you really want to live your life that way? Like,
No.
something might happen, right? You can't erase
So they say,
risks.
so
Can't-
U.S. workers
can't.
left their job nearly 20 million times between April and August of this year.
Okay.
A number more than 60% higher than resignations handed in during the same period last year, and 12% above the spring and summer, blah, blah, blah. They say that 4.3, trying to tell why exactly they don't want to go. So this is a different article because I couldn't get that other one. But their biggest concern is they're either going to get sick or get hurt, which I was like, why would you get hurt more now than you would have?
But you're gonna get more carpal tunnel from typing on a keyboard.
I don't know. It's just I can't fathom the idea
of not working.
because I'm afraid to get sick.
Yeah, yeah. No.
Well, and you even look at some people just show up to work sick. I mean, pre-pandemic, you had people come to work with colds and they just deal with it.
Everybody, yeah, you just deal with it. Like you
Take
just
some
wash your
Dayquil.
hands, take your
Yeah.
Dayquil,
Yep.
right? Not
I
everything
go
is
to work
fucking
sick
COVID.
unless I have a fever.
Not everything is
It's probably not cool anymore, but I
AIDS.
still did anyways.
right. So you just kind of deal with it. You have the sniffles. So now everybody's afraid because you'll just, it's going to kill everybody or something like that, which isn't necessarily true. So, and DJ said it right. I just like being at home with my dogs. Today on the way home, we got stuck in 45 minutes of
No,
traffic?
these aren't people who they won't even work from home. They're just gonna not work.
Oh, they're not even going to work from home?
They're not gonna return to work indefinitely.
So what the fuck is the
U.S.
excuse
workers
there?
saying staying out of labor force indefinitely. So they're not trying to find
Sound like-
jobs where they can work at home. They're just not going
these
to
people
work.
are just pieces of shit.
Yes. They're just not going to
Got
work.
you. So they just, they're just lazy assholes.
Yes.
And they're just using this shit as an excuse
Right.
to not have to work. So those are the motherfuckers that, all the extra stuff should be taken away from them.
Well, exactly. I mean, if you are an
We shouldn't be funding that
able-bodied,
shit as a tax.
if you're an
as tax.
able-bodied person of
paying taxes.
sound mind and body, and sometimes it doesn't even have to be sound mind, but you should have to work. You shouldn't just say, "I'm afraid to go into the world, so please pay me unemployment."
But so
welfare.
let's play the devil's advocate there.
Yes.
You have a psychological issue like what's the one where you get agoraphobic, right? Where you cannot.
But those
leave
people
your
work
house.
from home a lot of times,
My computer is right across. I work there
Yeah.
every single day.
and
I
that's
could
what a lot of
theoretically-
people with that mental issue work from home.
Right.
They still have a normal life. They just have everything come to their home.
Right.
I say normal in the sense that they don't leave their home, but they still live a life.
It's just indoors.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know. It's just when I heard it, I was like, this absolutely can't be right. But nope, it's people who are just staying out of the labor force indefinitely.
I don't get. Yeah.
I want to know how the government's going to justify giving them welfare.
Oh, there's always a way. There's always a way
Where there's a will, there's a way.
But
to fuck the
I
taxpayers.
I don't know. There's got to be a better way to be able to you can work. Sorry, you're not getting this. You can't work. Okay, we're going to give you something.
Right.
Just because you had 5 babies, you can still work. Granted, daycare probably would take all their money.
I think I read
because
something. Yeah, daycare.
Is ridiculous.
Well, I know it's
A lot
ridiculous.
of places though now are they have daycare for lower income where they hardly charge them anything.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing that's happened since
They'll
returning
subsidize stuff.
to COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's
Returning to
actually
work after
like
COVID.
I don't remember the percentage of daycares that actually closed during COVID, but it's like huge number.
Like
so there's
did
actually-
reopen back up, you mean?
There's actually what's it called? There's daycare deserts now, meaning there's areas in populated areas
Or they don't have daycare.
where they just don't even have a daycare near them.
Hmm.
Right? Which is kind of you think about it, you're like, holy shit. And I know like some of our our friends who are parents would pay fucking like it'd be like one if it was say dual income that was almost like one of
Full
their
salary.
whole salaries was
That's
just
still
going
a
to
lot of
daycare.
people,
You know,
especially if you have multiple kids.
I don't know how people do it.
I
you
don't
know.
either because it's expensive.
Yeah,
We
like
just
how
had
do
this
you got
conversation
4
today.
kids? Like
Oh yeah, I have 4 kids.
But we just had this conversation today. Like we were talking about something. I was like, nothing is
do you
as
do
expensive
you
as
have
having
daycare?
kids.
Like do they go to daycare or
What do your kids do after school?
Well, my kids. So I have 4 kids. I have
Mhm.
a daughter and 3 boys. 2 of them are twins.
Yeah.
But they're in school mostly.
Oh,
even
okay,
the
they're-
twins.
okay.
You know,
They're
because
old
they're
enough
5.
to all go to school.
Yep. And but then the twins, because they I think they only go from Monday through Thursday at their mother's house. Monday through Thursday, and then Friday she just doesn't work that day, and she just stays home with the twins
Okay.
up there.
So that's kind of it's like a workaround basically.
Basically, it's a
Do they go
workaround.
like after school care, or what do they do after school's out? Is she home by then, or
She's home by then. Yeah, she works a part-time job to around when
Okay.
all the kids are in school.
that's good?
Got it. Okay.
That's
And then
cool.
you work a super early shift, you said anyway, right? Like you're out pretty early during the day.
Yeah.
If you needed to go pick them up, like I just like for kids, I know it's just it's like one of the biggest challenges. Like
Well,
taking care of 'em.
it would be a little bit hard for me to pick them up since they live an hour and a half away from where
Oh,
I'm
gotcha.
Yeah,
at.
true.
So
Gotcha.
if it was like a dire
You
emergency,
could zip up or
I
whatever.
would zip up there.
Okay. Gotcha. Woolm has twins and grand twins. Jesus.
What?
Right. He's got like 70 kids.
Oh, he's got twins himself, and then his twins have, or one of his kids has twins.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting
That's like
for
your
my
brother.
brother. He's gonna have twins of twins of twins.
He usually skips a generation.
Is-
Suppose, well, not according.
Uh.
I mean, not in Moon Raiders. He said I have twins and
Oh, I
grand
have to
twins.
tell you a story about that, about twins.
Okay.
So, when my children's mother, her sister, who's I forgot how old but she's older than her, and I never thought she would have twins. And so when we had our last kids here, and then your dog is barking. And so I thought we'd never have twins, but come to find out, your chances go up a little bit more if you're of African American
Oh,
descent.
really?
So what the hell is my brother's excuse? He's got 2 sets of twins with 2 different women.
Good genes, I guess.
Do you or
He's-
your wife have
And
twins
he's
in your
bald,
family?
so I don't think it's good genes.
In her family, her cousins are twins, and
Okay.
her sister had twins.
Okay. All right.
So it
yeah.
runs in her family, but it went up.
That's
So
crazy.
Ruben on the boards said, damn, it sounds like David's dick is considered a deadly weapon in the state of, state of Minnesota.
Definitely had to get that thing registered.
That's hilarious.
Oh, on the podcast, on the Drinkin Bros podcast, they were talking about the Snickers. So there was a big thing about the Snickers, evidently, right? And
Candy bar?
yeah, the candy bar. So there was this big to do about the vein on the Snickers.
The one that comes
You
down.
know,
yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
it's
It's
basically
not a
just
vein.
where
It's
the,
just where the
the
chocolate
kinda-
melts.
So there was like a big thing about that it's a male, it like simulates like a male penis, basically, right?
Okay.
So
I
there,
mean, if
it's
you have a
pretty
weird
big,
shape,
it's a
if
pretty
you have
big
a really
leap.
weird shaped male penis, then
Funny as
maybe.
shit, dude. David and I are sitting at that same thing, and they put the TV on in front of us so we could see, and all you see is a giant penis. And they didn't put it on screen. I fucking thought for sure that thing was going live.
They
And I was
just did
like,
it for the two of you.
oh my god, yeah. It's like,
Yeah, that thing was. Whew.
Oh, that's
got a little envious there for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
there's some penis envy out of that thing, but I was
Ugh.
like, holy shit.
Sounds
It's
like
the
mafia
funniest thing,
dick.
dude.
DJ said, sounds like mafia dick.
So, yeah, I don't know, man.
no, Logan, my dick doesn't run Minnesota. I had a
Save
vasectomy.
for. Yeah, it was crazy, dude. I was like, holy shit. So funny story. A woman jumps off a plane using an inflatable slide. You hear
What?
about that? So
Oh,
a woman,
it wasn't in the air.
No. So tarmac tirade. So this lady, I've got a few stories about flights and shit. It's kind of funny. So she literally jumps off a plane using an inflatable slide. California woman went on a tirade against airline workers and escaped an airplane through the emergency exit and an inflatable exit and inflatable slide just before takeoff in Buffalo, New York. So of course, California in New York. There's no connection there. The woman, Cynthia
Right, though.
McKnight, reportedly ran around on the airport tarmac before being apprehended by police. She was, her flight was on board an American Airlines bound for Chicago. Cynthia McKnight faces a number of charges, including disorderly conduct, harassment, trespass, and criminal mischief, according to the detectives. So they were going, like I said, they were going there. Spencer Brown, an offensive tackle for the NFL's Buffalo Bills, was on the plane and tweeted about the incident. Said, sitting on a plane, a lady is pissed. Lady pulls an emergency inflatable slide to escape the plane. Lady's running wild through the tarmac currently. Cops have arrived. Flight ruined. Memories made. Nice.
Memories made.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's hilarious. I'm like,
That's the way
holy
to have some
shit.
fun with the shit, right?
So, it's like people do all sorts of crazy shit, right? And
I don't understand why
if
it
it
always
ruins
happens
my
on planes.
fucking flight, though, because you pull that thing,
If the plane's out of
it's
commission.
done. That plane's done.
Yeah.
Like they have to go find another plane because that's part of the whole safety shit, right? You
Oh,
open the
like
door,
the inflatable slide.
And how
Yeah.
easy is it for them to just grab another plane and say, on your merry way,
and
sir?
they don't just have extra planes lying around everywhere. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty funny when he
That is funny.
tweeted that. So it was
Memories
pretty
made.
good.
That's my
Memories
favorite part.
Right. So we've talked about like some of the. I haven't really had weird shit happen on my flights.
Don't put that out there.
I mean, I'm not flying for a while, but if you do, please share it with us. This will be your third and fourth flight. You have a direct back or you have a connection?
I have connection
Good, then
flights.
you have two chances of having something weird fucking happen on your flight. So just make sure it's not you causing the weird shit to happen.
Make sure you tape it. You video
And you
videotape
record it all.
Yeah, record it. It's not really
Always
videotaping
record.
anymore, is it? It's recording.
Just
Make a video now.
yeah,
Just
make a video and
throw that shit on the internet.
Yeah.
Be Instagram famous. Snapchat it or something.
yeah, and
TikTok it.
TikTok.
What is this about the terrorist question?
You want to hear about that?
Yeah.
All right. Hang on a second. Let me find that story real quick. So there's actually a question. Just got to find it. There we go. So this question is on, the kiosks when you go check in,
Mm-hmm.
like for Delta or for Southwest or whatever.
Mhm.
You can see it up there. This question, are you a terrorist? Asks U.S. airport kiosks, leaving Twitter in splits, right? This came out a little bit ago, so I just got
That's the dumbest. Like, who's going to say yes?
a picture of the advanced
Here's
level.
what's going to be happening. Somebody who's drunk and thinks it's hilarious to say yes is going to hit yes and fuck their life up.
Yep.
And the real terrorists are going to be like, no, of course I'm not.
Who asked that question?
TSA.
Isn't it TSA's job? But they found literally like 0 terrorists in the past, say 22 years since 9/11.
If I didn't have to be home sooner, I would just hit yes and just to see what would happen, just so they can dig up my background.
You know what? Better thing, check it like a shit ton of guns first, right? And then hit yes and be like, whatever. A picture of the advanced level of security at U.S. airports against terrorist threats has left social media guffawing. The image is from self-check-in counter where the inbuilt system asks person, "Are you a terrorist?" It also offers 2 options.
Davey said that's not on the United kiosk.
It's not? Okay. I don't know. It was a couple weeks ago, so maybe they were just testing it out at a couple places. Like
Or
a couple.
maybe it's fake news.
It's not. It's an actual kiosk. Like, I've got the
like
picture of it. I
somebody
just
put that
cropped
on
this,
Twitter.
yeah.
Okay.
I just cropped this. So, you go like, okay. It says, next level, just be honest, dude. Are you a fucking terrorist or not? Just be honest. That's what happens. Yeah, when you basically run out of like ways to fucking,
Keep your job.
or you just don't want to do your job. You're like, I'm fucking done. It's those people. They're like, I just want the money. Like, I'm just gonna
come up with a
program this thing.
button.
Yeah, just yes or no. Are you?
That's so funny because we're doing that for one of the things in one of my projects. It's like, just make a button.
Just make a button for it, right? I don't know. Nah, that's what Greg
Meh.
says. Nah, not today, right? I mean, you're like, whatever.
So I really want to hear about this optical illusion.
You want to see that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so give me a second.
Is it cool?
All right, so I got to pull up the story real quick. So it's called the running illusion, and I'll share it with you guys.
Running? RUNNING?
Yeah, I'll share it with you guys.
Is he doing it backwards with a mask on his face and Crocs?
Maybe. There it is. All right. Oh, it just skipped on me. So this is basically, it's kind of like, what are those things like the blot kind of pictures?
What do you see?
What do you see in this? And then you can kind of
something Warski test or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. What was that guy that played Freddy Krueger? There was a fucking comic about it. Was that the Watchmen? No, not the Watchmen. Something like that.
Are you talking about the actor?
Yeah. Whatever.
The guy
Robert-
from Watchmen had that.
Not Robert Englund, but he played the young one. But it's the guy that had like
He's the one that
morphing
was in
face.
the
Yeah. So it's
remake
whatever.
of the Freddy
Ink blot
Krueger
test.
movie.
Thank you, DJ.
Yes.
But I think there's an actual.
But there's a
name for it.
guy. There's a name.
So this optical illusion
of the guy who started it
is basically showing the silhouette of a man in a sprinting pose. So I'm going to share it right now. I'm actually going to make it a little bit bigger, so it's going to block you for a second, honey, so you guys can see it. So the question here is this
he running
person
to you or from you?
running to you or away from you?
Away. Look at
Right.
his feet. His toes are pointing outwards.
But look at his hands and but if he could be running away.
Oh, but though, you know what? That could be his toes pointing this way too.
So just look at it, right? So an image displaying an optical illusion is overtaking social media. So
shadow though, would that have anything to do with it? No.
the shadow's the shadow, right?
Right.
So the image shows
Although
silhouette
he could
of a
still be
man.
running away. I say away.
Definitely running away.
Which you guys see away? Okay. If you see the man, let's see away. If you see a man running away from you, these people have a more female brain. Said Fact Factories. This means their analytical skills and reasoning are at their max.
Oh, I have no analytical skills whatsoever.
These people rely on their senses and reasoning and don't rush when making a
Maybe.
decision. Their
Nope.
brain is at its best when they immerse themselves in something creative. It also said that people are great multitaskers and have amazing memory.
Nobody's
you
a great
always fucking
multitasker.
remember everything I do wrong. So
Okay, so what's it say if you see forward?
okay, so if you see it forward, it is you have more of a male brain. And it says the attributes of these people, they tried to solve their problems and pass life's difficult
Wait, what?
It said that they try to solve their problems and pass life's difficult obstacles using spot on analytical skills and good reasoning.
Sounds like they're saying they're both all analytical.
You said away, right? Yeah. I just got to make sure I got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. It also said that these people learn quickly once they become curious about something. That's when you focus all of your energy on it until you come up with an idea of how
What if
to
you fit
approach it.
some of both of those characteristics?
That's why I can actually see it coming and going.
That's what Davey said. He sees it both.
I can see both.
Did they give you an explanation if you see both?
Let's see?
So if the person's running away, you're analytical.
Yeah, you're
You're more analytical,
Creative.
creative, those sorts of things.
multitasker,
But if you see it running,
coming. You're also analytical, but you're trying to solve life's problems.
yeah, you're a
through
problem
that
solver.
analyticalness.
So it just depends on the perspective. And I'll post the link out to it and the picture so you guys can.
Did
go
they have a
pull it
both
up.
though?
They didn't have a
They
both.
didn't have both.
Yeah, so it's like one or the other. So it's kind of. I thought it was just interesting. I saw it and I was like, it's one of those things. It's like the green blue dress,
Yeah.
or whatever it was. Like there's
I like
certain
shit
things
like that though,
Yeah,
because I like to like really analyze. Like, okay, what is, let's think it. Take your second and see, but then go deeper. Look at the pieces. Like I said, his toes were facing forward, and his hand would be that direction if he was running.
if you
away
really
from
get a chance, I'll post it, bring it up, and like turn it sideways so you can see it and
Yeah.
you can kind of like focus in on it. It's
I already
pretty
made my mind
interesting.
up.
Yeah, good for you.
Go for me.
Yeah, no. Who said that? Ruben said, "David, make those dogs bark." David is a fucking dog whisperer.
Oh, Mick loves him. He has not barked at him once,
once.
in the mornings. He barked at him when he first got here,
Yeah,
but he has
he
not
barks at
barked at
everybody.
him since.
Yeah.
And with everybody else, every time you come through that door, whether you're my
Your
dad who comes every Sunday,
time.
or we have company that comes from downstairs every morning, he barks at them. Not once at David.
So we did have a unique perspective on the Shadow Man. Scotty Riley, the honorable dirtbag, said, "What does it mean if he looks like he's masturbating?" I mean,
I think that means you're a pervert and look. Everything looks like sex to you.
you see things from outside the box.
We're gonna go with that one.
Just outside the box.
Are we gonna go with that one?
Just let that hang for a little bit.
Because
Let it hang low for a
it's a
little
dick
bit.
in the box?
Could be a dick in a box.
I mean,
Maybe the guy's got a dick in a
My
box.
dick in a box.
Maybe he's got a present in front of him. You just can't see it.
yeah, okay.
All things
But
go
yeah,
back
so
to
David
the
is the
penis and
dog
butt.
whisperer. David, those dogs aren't barking at David.
No, Ruben was referencing something else, but don't worry about it.
You know what? If that's what you see, it's
Hey,
the
I mean, to
ink
each
blot
their own.
test. Exactly.
We might,
There's a 1,000-year meteor shower show that's gonna peak tonight, guys.
like tonight.
That's what it said. I found this morning. I wrote the show while I was at the studio today. So a 1,000-year-old
you a bunch of
meteor
these
shower will peak in the night sky this week. That was yesterday. So it was last night.
Cut
April
off
has
all the
already been
bugs.
an exciting month for night watchers. Just go out and check it out. So it's kind of cool. Excuse me. The Lyrid, Lyrid meteor shower, which first appeared over northern hemisphere on April 14th. The peak of the phenomenon, and your best chance to see it is April 22nd. So that's what, this weekend, Friday?
Yes.
Friday. So go check it out. Something to keep your eyes to the skies. It says any meteorites that make it to Earth's surface might hold valuable data on the history of the solar system.
Interesting.
So if you get it, don't touch it because you'll turn into like the fucking blob.
Have you seen the movie that Stephen King turns into that plant?
Oh, what was it?
Outer
Was that,
Limits?
like, the
Was
thing
it Outer Limits or the?
where he turns into that green thing?
Yeah.
Was that Tales from the Crypt?
Yes.
That was on Tales from the Crypt. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You ever see Tales from the Crypt?
That was a
That
Crypt movie.
might have been before. What year was that? Tales from the Crypt?
Oh, look.
80s,
Hold on.
maybe something like
Oh,
that.
that's had to have been before me.
You are pretty young.
I gotta say it like that. Oh, that had to have been.
I'm 23.
Yeah, I see exactly. You
So,
got 4 kids, 23.
Are you really only 23? No,
Yes.
wait, no fucking way.
just add 10
He
years.
started when he was 12.
Yeah, just had kids at 10 because his kids are your oldest is 9, 10,
She will be 10.
10. That's what. Yeah, so he started at 12.
Tales.
So that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I'm 23 and add.
Creep
10
show.
years.
Yep. Creep show.
What? Huh? Oh, is it the Creep Show?
Was it Creep show? Is
I
that
think
what
it
just
was.
said? Yeah, I just said that.
Did somebody say that?
No, I said Tales from the Crypt. He
Oh,
said
You
that-
did
Creep
say
Show.
Tales from DJ
It's
said
Creep
Creep Show.
Show.
It was
Yeah,
Creep Show.
Creep
'Cause
Show.
is that also because there
There's like a
there's
handful of skits on it.
there are, but there are certain ones that like I don't remember which one, but it's when Captain Kirk, what's his real name?
Captain Kirk.
No,
William Shatner.
William Shatner is on the plane.
Oh,
think it-
that was
Was it
Twilight
William
Zone.
Shatner? That one was
Yeah.
Twilight Zone.
There's something on the
The wing.
Yeah, I don't know if it was him though.
And then they end up, they make him
It's been years
like
since I saw that.
tie him up all nice and neat because they think he's crazy, and then they land and the whole side of that plane is torn up.
You guys want to feel good, and it's just not just a feel good. It's just a feel good. How about that?
Oh, good, because I don't have a feel good.
You can come up with something in the meantime. This is just a cool story that I was like, sometimes we get overburdened with like shitty news stories and like just everything's bad and blah blah blah. But this isn't a bad one. This is about. This is about a boot. How do you say about?
Oh, in Minnesota?
Yeah.
We say about.
You don't say a boot.
No,
Oh,
if
that's
you're
Canadian.
Oh.
if you live in Warwood, you say about
Out.
because they're close to Canada and they love their hockey.
Dog missing for days and thought to be dead, found in a cave and led to safety with a sausage roll. Dogs up there. A cliff technician
Oh,
in
he's cute.
in Cornwall, England, equipped with a sausage roll, helped entice a missing dog named Henry out
Fucking
of a
hungry.
fissure.
Henry was hungry.
Henry was hungry. Rescuers saved the dog, presumed dead after he went missing by a cliff by tempting the canine out with the sausage roll. Henry, the dog's owner, feared the pet had fallen down the fissure, like basically a big ass hole in the ground. Near their house
Give
when
that
he,
dog a steak.
when he disappeared, right? On they were on a walk, like
Aw.
out hiking, and he just disappeared. Several days after
Oh
Henry
my
went
gosh, I would have a
missing.
coronary
Jesus
if that was
Christ,
my
I'd have
dog.
all my climbing gear.
Oh.
I'd have everything.
Because that dog, I jump after it, and that dog's gonna fare so much better than I am.
Yeah, we've got climbing gear. I just go grab all the climbing gear.
Yeah.
They found the dog alive and went to work saving the hungry pet. The pooch vanished on April 8th, and when his owners were walking, like I said, so just repeating some of the stuff. Rescuers tried to find the dog when the pup initially disappeared, but searchers and drone flyovers were where Henry went missing turned up nothing. So he fell down like a pretty good crevasse, like in the ground. 2 days later, someone reported a barking dog in the area where Henry went missing. On April 10th, the Boscal Coast Guard Coast Guard rescue team responded to reports of the dog, who had been 20 feet down. So he wasn't visible, so they couldn't see him.
They could
down.
hear him. That's
They could
how
hear
they
him,
finally
and that's where
located
he's
him.
yeah. So they
Logan
went
said
down
that's
and
a
got him.
beautiful Brittany Spaniel.
Yeah, so really
Doesn't
cool
look
story.
Like he's hurt or starving.
I think
so
he
that's always
just
good.
probably
a little dehydrated.
running across and just went, oh shit, yep, dehydrated, hungry. It took him about 30 minutes of shuffling and squeezing and some lassoing, and we managed to get him up out of the hole. So yeah, just great. I thought it was cool. I always love good
I like that
dog
story, babe.
stories. I like dog stories about dogs that are adopted and all those. They make me
Man, hats off to that sausage roll.
fucking
Seriously,
sausage
right?
roll. Just like all I
It's
want
funny
is
that guy
you
had
think
a
he
sausage
threw it on
roll.
like a string.
Do you think he brought it specifically?
Well,
No,
maybe.
I mean they had to have gone down to get him because
Yeah,
they wouldn't
they
be
did.
able to get up.
'Cause they had to put a loop on
Yeah,
him
yeah.
or harness somehow.
So,
So just good story.
okay,
You okay?
yeah, just wanted to move it a little.
There you go. A
Sweet.
good story.
Thanks for
Good
sharing
news
it.
story.
I like that one. I like it a lot.
So we got that. Next up, Mike Tyson theory. This is an interesting one. So, you guys heard of the movies The Hunt or Surviving the Game?
Can't say that I have.
I'm looking up now.
All right. So, Surviving the Game's got Rutger Howard in it. It's a little bit old, right? And I think does it have Ice-T in it? I think it's got Ice-T in it as well, right? So,
There's so many to hunt. It's ridiculous.
it's like the newest one. It was actually the one
2012?
where I think there's a newer one. I think it's actually the one that was like the whole thing got like banned, or not banned, but the release date got moved out because it was kind of like a Republican versus Democrat, and they were like hunting people. Like hunting people. So like Surviving the Game is literally where they kidnap people and like put them out on like a preserve or some shit like that, and they hunt the people.
This came out a couple years ago, right?
It came out like
Yeah.
that came out like
Oh.
20 years ago or something. But Mike Tyson shares the theory that homeless people are being kidnapped and hunted by the rich.
Is it called Surviving the Game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
called
he said.
Surviving the Game.
That's a
It's
different
got Rutger Howard, Ice-T. No, they put them out in the middle of a field.
Yeah, and then
Ruben said Ice-T wasn't in that.
he was. Yeah, he was.
He was in
Not in
Surviving.
the most recent one. He was in Surviving the Game.
Surviving the Game.
So Tyson recently shared his rather outlandish theory that homeless people are being, and this is on Lad Bible, so whoever writes this shit, I don't know, are being hunted by the rich for sport. I just lost my fucking story.
Hey, I believe it.
Fucking could happen, I guess.
But where are all these homeless people going?
Listen to his
Logic.
logic on this. So it's an interesting perspective. And this is coming from Mike Tyson. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
hey, guy.
he is kind
Mike
of smart though sometimes.
Where are these people going?
Where are the people going, guys? Last Friday, the boxing champion joined forces with Joe Rogan for the latest installment of Joe Rogan Experience. However, things took a weird turn when he said that he really believes the wealthy kidnap homeless people and hunt them down on their private estates. Just like the fucking movie, right? That I was just saying. Surviving the Game. He goes somewhere. So broaching the conversation, Tyson said to Rogan, whatever you think a human did to another human being, it happened. Whatever it is, it's been done. That's absolutely true. Like is good or is absolutely bad and terrible is like somebody's done it to another person.
Oh yeah, where do you think they came from? That's why I always freak out about when I watch like That one show that had they would find the people that were like I can't. It was a TV show, it was on forever, but they would go and they would find all these people that were doing horrible things. I'm like, who comes up? How sick is the
Wait
fucker?
till I tell you about
The creator of
entertainment
this
section.
specific
Yeah. So
Criminal Minds.
Rogan
Criminal
says,
Minds.
yeah, like it's just like it's the serial killer also.
And these people have got this shit out, and I'm like, I'm scared of you. I never want to.
Tyson says, yeah, and so Joe Rogan says somewhere in history, and Tyson goes, yeah, and sometimes these people, these special camps and stuff, it happens. These people own these thousands of acres and nothing grows on them. And he continues, right? Weird ranches where people do rituals and shit. And we know shit like that happens. Like there's weird shit happening everywhere.
Well, because there's psychos everywhere.
And then he goes, somebody might want to hunt a motherfucker, right? And so it's just a back and forth story. So Rogan said, that's not outside the realm of possibility. And Tyson replies, I know. That's why I'm throwing it at you. Because that's why I'm bringing it up.
What did he say in response?
That's why I'm throwing it at you.
No, but what did
Rogan said
for
that's not outside of the realm of possibility.
Right.
There's always somebody. And then there's always somebody that's like willing to take the chance. Like if you offered somebody $10 million.
Well, Ruben says,
it says,
I mean, if I had fuck you money, who knows what kind of weird shit I would be doing. Here's the thing. We're learning that fuck you money doesn't always protect you.
fuck you money doesn't protect you. It just means that I can
It'll
go
take longer.
off grid
Yeah.
and I don't have to do shit. Right. But when you have, say you have,
Thanks,
say you
ALW.
have billions and billions of dollars.
So do I think there's crazy people that absolutely, probably not all of them, but there's crazy people who kidnap college students every day.
Just to fuck with people. Just to hurt them.
Right. So I could totally see somebody easily able to lure in a homeless person.
Think about like the Texas ranches out here.
Yeah.
Right. There are ranches,
I'm not saying that, but I'm
No,
just saying.
but there are ranches out here that are so fucking big that you are literally a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
If you get
they're so
stuck
big.
out there. They're so big. Right. Even like your dad's ranch. It's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
And it's small
It's tiny
by
compared
comparison.
to.
And it's 180 acres. Right?
Yeah.
And you go, oh shit. Right. Now you give somebody
1,000 acres.
or
It's 10 times
10,000
as big,
acres or
yeah.
something, you know, and it's just
Greg says, but we have drones. We have drones, though. Yeah, but you have to be knowing to look there.
you have to
with the
know where to look
drones.
for these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting perspective. That's why I was like bringing it up and like, it sounds batshit crazy, but the way he kind of positioned it, it's like people do fucked up shit
I
every
like
day.
how Greg made it very clear. Not all people with fuck you money want to exploit innocent people.
Agreed. I don't want to fucking exploit anybody, but there are the fucked up weirdos out there,
There are
that
people
absolutely do.
that would totally. I
Yeah.
mean, and they don't have fuck you money. They have no fucking mind mentality. But yeah, it's
So
just, I mean,
he goes on to say, I guarantee you that there's been someone somewhere in the world who paid someone to hunt a person. Absolutely. You go back to like fucking, like you go back in history, like I'm talking thousands of years ago. Absolutely.
well, I mean, there's all sorts of crazies.
So Tyson began to explain his
I mean, there's
theory.
all sorts of crazies.
This is what happens. They take these homeless people off the streets, put them in there, take them to one of those special hospitals. Then they take them from the hospital, all drugged up, take them to those large estates and property, and let's hunt.
Why would they drug them up though? Because they're no more. They'd be more fun scared and
I
running
don't
than they
know.
would be
It's
drugged up.
very
and-
interesting. It's just a weird
Loosey-goosey.
perspective that he brought up on the Rogan show because
I mean, okay, so you have to wonder like what made him think about this perspective. Like, it just like
he read something somewhere and it
that
got him
just got
thinking,
him.
right?
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, because I hadn't thought about it.
I
I'd never
neither.
brought up like I was like, that's just fucking weird, and it doesn't matter.
I
like,
mean, there's movies like where that shit has happened. Definitely, there's been
Mm-hmm.
plots where people are taking certain group of people off the streets.
Definitely books about that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a book that I can think of right now, but I won't say it on air. But there's a book that where there's kind of a plot line around these people being released out into the wild, and then these rich people will go and hunt them. Well, a rich person will go and hunt them because they like that thrill.
Yeah. hunting it.
Of the
That's the
kill.
ultimate hunt,
the thrill
you
of
know?
the kill. Yeah,
man versus man kind of ultimate hunt type of
I always
situation.
like it in those movies when the person gets
That's
their
the movie that
comeuppance,
was just out like last year, 2 years ago, or something like that.
when they get their
called The
comeuppance
Hunt.
and the person like turns the tables on them and now they're the hunted.
Yeah,
I
I like that idea. I like that a lot better. What's this crazy New York law?
So it's not really
There's another
crazy as
crazy
much
New
as
York
it's
law.
stupid in typical New York fashion. So, I mean, most of the time, when you guys see like a job listing, they hardly ever list salary, right? I mean, they hardly
No,
ever.
yeah.
Well, New
Unless
York,
it's like they're like you're a McDonald's or you're
not
where
even.
were we at to
Well, they just tell you take you
Buc-ee's tells you like the
starting at
range.
$15,
Yeah,
but
or
they don't
to
tell you.
25 or something.
Well,
Right.
and this is talking about like I think from a perspective of like professional jobs.
Okay, yeah.
So a new law was passed by the New York City Council, which was supposed to go into effect in May of this year, requiring employers in New York City to include the minimum and maximum starting salary for any advertised job. So
What was it? I'm sorry, minimum to maximum?
minimum to maximum. So if
Okay.
you're coming in and they say we need a project manager, you can start at 50,000. It goes all the way up to 125,000.
Okay, gotcha. Depending on
Yeah, and so there, the
Gotcha,
big
Greg.
the big talk is that I mean, says with full disclosure, searching for a job is an unfair, one-sided way of doing business, with the company having the upper hand. For example, an applicant would be forced to interview with 3 to 6 plus people for months after accumulating draining interview process. Offer could be made that is far below the expectations of the eager candidate. Well, okay, yes, very possibly, but here's the downside was they were saying this is very true because this did happen recently with a company that they came in and they said that the new starting salary or even the new salary, even though they're not salary, the new annual salary was going to be 15,000 more than people who came in 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And so now those people are automatically making more money than those people have been there
That have
for
been there,
15
yeah.
years. So they're saying, from a company perspective, they could start to lose people.
They're going to lose their tenured people.
Right. Because they're going to feel like, well, screw
That's why
that.
it's always important for corporations or
So
companies
I just didn't
to
know.
reevaluate
Right. No.
the
And
marketplace
a lot of
all the
companies
time.
do that. But I was like, I could see both sides. Like, I don't want to fight for this job and have it think I'm going to make 100,000. And they're like, and we'd like to offer you 50. And I'm like, I just went through 6 interviews.
Yeah, fuck that.
Um,
It's better to not know.
But I also I would have a job before I left a job. I would have a job before I left a job. So I would.
Not that 1%.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I'm like, that's really unfair to like existing employees if you're paying the other people more to entice them, especially right now where people are having such a hard time
Well, it depends on skill
getting
set.
because
Like,
so many people
if
refuse
somebody
to go back to
came
work.
into the company that had a better skill set than me and had more tenure,
But what if
and
it's the
stuff like
same
that,
job?
That's what I'm saying. Even if it's for the same job and they had
If you had the same
more
job,
of
don't you think you
something
should
than
make
me,
the same money?
maybe. Depends. If I've
I mean,
done the
I'm
job
with
for
you
1 year
because-
and they've done it for 6 years outside.
but I have an
and-
MBA. Maybe I deserve more money.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely agree with
But how do you draw that line?
That's where you have to have a trustworthy
And should
HR,
it
I guess.
really be anybody's business besides the person receiving the job?
That's my thing. Like, you shouldn't be advertising my salary on anything.
No, because people are going to know as the new person, you're
Yeah.
making between A and B.
And so like our ranges, like we can go look at our ranges for like any job.
Yes, you can for any job internally. They don't put them externally.
That's true.
They don't
yeah,
put them
that's true.
externally. And they don't tell you there's no guarantee.
Maybe a bad company. And this is New York that's required.
Yeah,
this.
the
This
New
is a
York
New
is-
York law that's
this is going to be a
requiring this.
New York law.
So,
Wait, what did somebody say?
so Nico said maybe a bad company, but I don't know. It just depends. So I don't know. It's an interesting one.
There's some fights. They're like trying to get it squashed, especially right now because it's so hard to get employees. They're worried that, okay, we might be hiring this person in
Mhm.
and now people know that they're making more than them. And so now we're going to lose these 3 people.
Right.
So we're down 2 versus the 1.
It's
So
a challenge. There literally is this huge job shift happening right now, and I see it all the time.
are you talking about quality of employees?
No.
Oh.
Like people leaving companies and going to new companies. It's like this.
Well, that's the thing now.
It's
It
this
used to
huge
be
thing because
used
everybody's
to be
working
loyalty.
from home.
Well, it used to be loyalty. Forever
Mhm.
you stayed with the company as long as possible. And that's what other companies wanted
right.
when they hired these people. And now the new thing is, no, we want you to have those experiences. We don't mind if you're somewhere 2 or 3
It's
years.
very interesting though, because like I know people that are leaving after 15, 18 years.
Yeah, I don't
to
know
go
that I
to
could.
another,
Maybe
maybe
it
not
would depend on my
competition, but a
age.
completely
Different line of work.
but
We've had
maybe
friends
doing the
that do that.
same job,
Right.
but in a different industry
Right.
altogether. Like I know
So-
somebody that left and is going to a soft drink company,
Right.
right? Like a big major one. and you're like, holy shit, it's quite the jump from like being in our industry
Right.
to that.
Right,
Right.
right.
You're like,
Uh,
holy fuck, you
And
just wouldn't have
here's
seen it.
me. I maybe it depends on your age though too, because I start to think about it from this perspective. I will have been with my company
23 years
23
coming
years next month.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Started when I was 12. And
up. Damn right.
I start to think like, is it worth it at this point? Because I hopefully only have
A couple more years if you
I
really
mean, it's
wanted
more than
to.
a couple, but like a
5,
handful
something
of
like that.
years
Yeah.
before I could be like, I could literally motherfucking retire right now and go do something fun and still have
We're just
both
gonna do a
incomes.
podcast 24 hours a day. It's gonna be
So
streaming.
I don't know that I would leave.
Beth's fantasy foot fetishes.
You're a
It's gonna be
weirdo.
pictures of your feet.
Yeah, well, you're a
OnlyFans.
weirdo. It's all just, and what do you guys think of this one? Ruben, do you like this one? But I don't know that I would, I guess, I don't know. For me, I've been with the company so long, I get like 8 weeks of PTO. Why would I ever leave
That's a challenge.
that?
But so when you go to another company and you have tenure and stuff
But
like that,
not all of
you
them
can
let you
negotiate.
negotiate that.
Then you
You
don't
can-
go there,
You know?
right? You negotiate for that shit.
I mean, I can't imagine going back to 2 weeks of PTO and being like,
Fuck
okay,
that
nope.
could happen, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
I mean, so I think about those things. But one of my friends did say, and I was like, hey, but the benefits, she's like, those benefits are everywhere now, though. And I'm like,
That's what
"Well,
we've heard too. Yeah, that's what it's like.
with the right company.
401ks and
With the
certain
right
things like
company, they're
that.
there, but not if you start off with a brand new company, you aren't going
I
to
work
have
with
those
a
type
lot
of
of
things.
like small
Yeah,
tech companies that
That are
starting up,
new.
and they're doing their series.
They may have the
A or-
401k stuff, but they're not going to have a lot of the other benefit. Like they may not have free education. They may not have
that could
that
be a
good
big
of health
incentive.
care.
Yeah.
They may not have, and granted, don't get me wrong. I feel like I've gotten all the education I need, even though people are tooting. What kind of
I
what kinda-
educate you every day.
what kind of certification are you going to get this year? Nothing.
None. I'm fucking done certifying.
I'm done.
And and that's why at the company that I work at, you see so much turnover where you don't see people like me who've been there for 10 years.
Right. Yep.
Like there's so much turnover in the company that people are just coming in and being like, oh, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. And then they just leave.
Right. But your age demographic, like that 30-ish age range, like 45. I'm
23,
45.
but
Yeah, I know.
I feel like
23,
that's so new.
23 to 30.
I feel like that's so young in the professional world
to me,
because you could have at least another 20 years of work
theoretically,
with an early retirement. That's 20
I
years
don't
of
want
work.
to work.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not working. I'm working.
Well,
When
you're
you
older
retire,
than-
I'm done.
You're older than him. He has 23 years. You only have like 5
Why'd you have to
I'm
call me out
kidding.
like that?
because you call me out like that all the time.
Take off your hat. Who's got more hair, motherfucker?
You have about the same. His just is less visible because he doesn't
He
have any gray in it.
He keeps his trimmed.
Is
up.
that's the reason?
Yeah. Yours you can see because it's white.
I have a few white hairs in there somewhere. It doesn't help that I shave all the time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely do. So, gotta go. To my
So
next
Greg said, I have no basis to speak on this. I worked retail as a manager and then left because my net worth spiked. Okay. I mean,
because you became a billionaire. Won the
Yeah.
lotto.
you got fuck you money.
Got that fuck you money.
Yep.
Happens, bro.
Oh, I like how I don't know where it came from, but now thank you, Nico, on behalf. Feel like making love.
What did ALW say?
I'm still confused. I'm a dumb Mexican. Oh wait, I just got it. Ha ha ha. Good
Oh,
one,
the
David.
reading rainbow thing
Yeah.
that he was talking about. That's funny.
Yep.
So to wear or not wear shoes inside.
So this is another
What is it like at my house?
Yeah.
So we've got 3 dogs. It doesn't fucking matter.
well, it's
if
not
you wear your shoes in
necessarily
my
it's
house.
not being like in your yard.
In my house. You mean?
So this is what shh.
What are your guys' things? Do you wear
So
shoes in
researchers
your
with
house?
360 dust analysts, they're not telling you not to wear shoes in your house. Says leaving your shoes on inside the house could bring in potential harmful pathogens from outside.
Like COVID or something?
Or yeah,
'Cause I
that's
can get
one
COVID.
of
You
them.
can get that off the street.
do say,
like fucking
like-
lying around.
A lot of people, like if you work in a hospital, which does make sense because there's a lot of creepy shit at
AIDS.
hospitals. Hospital associated infectious germs, asphalt residue, lawn treatments, like chemicals and stuff. You get them on the bottom of your shoes, and then you're wearing your shoes in your house. You're spreading them through your house, and so their recommendation is to take your shoes off. Which people in the East do all the time because of snow. They have like that
You have a
mud room.
Yeah,
And
we
you
had a
leave
mud
your
room in
you
New
leave your
Hampshire.
snowshoes in there, right?
Yeah.
But they're just saying take your shoes off and then have only inside the house. I mean, we would need shoes
Get
in
your
two
Crocs on the
locations
inside.
because we have, we come in through the garage, but we're out in the back with the dogs all the time. So
And the dogs don't wear shoes. So
Yeah.
those motherfuckers roll around everywhere.
Or you ever see those those little booty things
Yes.
that those crime scene
oh yeah,
wear?
Yeah.
Just put those on when you're gonna
It's
walk
funny 'cause when
indoors with your
service
shoes
people
on.
come in your house, they do wear those.
And I always tell them,
You
don't
have to wear
bother.
that.
Because I'm like, I've literally got 3 dogs that go roll around in all the shit outside and then come inside and shake off for some dumbass reason. So what are you going to do about that?
I just,
You know?
I just wondered like what people's thoughts.
But I know
were
I
on
had some friends that were Asian.
Japanese.
Well,
I don't know if a lot. I know for sure Japanese
one
people
when I grew
wear
up,
shoes off, but it might be
one
a
family was
bigger Asian
Korean.
culture.
and like their family, like you did not wear shoes. There was a room, but it was in New Hampshire, coincidentally, but it didn't matter.
Right.
Like you took off your shoes and then went in their house.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, that's.
But then again, like
yeah.
everybody else, oh, it just depends. I don't know.
I mean, I come in through the garage. It's much like if I'm not working out that night, it's much like my bra. My shoes come right off and go in the closet, and my bra comes right off and goes wherever.
Yeah, I wear flip flops everywhere.
I'm barefoot. I'm barefoot.
Slippers.
You're barefoot and
I'm
pregnant.
barefoot and fuck that. I'm barefoot 90% of the time unless it's cold.
Yeah, and then we're wearing slippers.
Yeah.
And we wear slippers. Do you wear slippers all the time?
I wear slippers
And then
in
what
the house
happens
in
if
the
you go
winter.
out barefoot?
You don't go outside barefoot.
I mean, I do
go outside
sometimes.
barefoot.
Well, once in a while, yeah.
I don't. My mom used to scold me about how dirty
You
my
know
feet would get, so I don't usually go outside barefoot.
And
But
then
sometimes
you have to spray your knees during the summer with suntan
it
lotion.
has nothing to do with my feet, fucker.
That was the same thing. Your knees
No,
and your elbows.
My knees and my feet get very dark if I don't use the proper sun level protection. But that has nothing to do with germs. But I just didn't know. Like, I thought it was kind of funny because I can't imagine having like very specific shoes.
For
These are
inside
my
outside.
indoor shoes,
No,
and these are my
no.
outside.
I was just
shoes,
looking
and
downstairs. I was like,
they
holy
never touch.
shit, I've got to sweep. Our housekeeper hasn't come. Like,
Well,
feels like 9 months.
it's not even been 2 weeks yet.
I
Bitch.
know.
But it's because it's been muddy. And Celine
fucking
and them
dogs.
have her parents' dogs. And I jinxed it because this morning I was like, man, this has been working out great. Like we've been alternating when the dogs are going out so that none of the dogs have gone ape shit. Yeah, that ended this morning. And hence the dirt in the house.
Yep.
Because the dogs went batshit crazy.
Best slippers. If you need some good slippers out there,
Uggs.
Ugg slippers, dude.
Ugh.
For dudes, they are like, it's like taking a rabbit and just shaking out his insides and then wrapping it around your foot. It is so
Not shaking
I'm
it, turning it
definitely gonna
inside
try
out.
that. I'm gonna get some rabbits.
Turning the rabbit inside out.
Just go get some rabbits. You live in Minnesota. I'm sure you have a few.
Oh, we
rabbits.
have tons of rabbits.
Just go shoot like 4 of them, cut them, like just shake them out,
Shake them out.
and then just wrap it around your foot. I'm telling you, that's what those Uggs feel like.
All right. So we got to start wrapping this sucker up. We're talking about cutting open
Let's talk about
rabbits. and-
Oreology.
So this is kind of funny.
What?
Oreology.
Oreology. So
This is a new one for me.
We'll save these last 4 for Friday.
so this one's just kind of, so this could be my feel good. So
Okay,
you know,
cool.
do you guys eat? Do you eat Oreos? Have you ever eaten Oreo?
Oh, definitely.
How do you eat it?
I just eat it
Oh,
like
but-
a normal human
I just
being.
eat it
Okay.
like
How do you
don't,
eat
like-
it?
Yeah, I just slam it. I just
When I
eat,
was
like,
younger, I used to.
I eat them by the 4s or the 6s. It's always even.
Unless-
I used to open them.
Unless you're my kids, or actually one of my kids, will just peel them apart and then just
Eat the
Yep.
frosting.
and then we'll just
Oh, they
toss
get rid
it.
of the
They'll
wafer
chop-
part.
They'll grow up and they'll figure it out.
Um,
The chocolate
I'll
part's
make them
Well-
grow up.
Somebody I love. This is out of MIT, which we all know they're brainiacs, and I love that. This was
Nico.
like for her. She working on her PhD, and so this went towards her thesis. Because if you've ever separated an Oreo cookie,
Yep.
all the cream is always on one side
It is. I don't understand that. Why is that?
because that's how they make them. So they
Oh,
put the
intentionally?
bottom wafer on, they put the cream on, and then further down the processing line, they put the other cookie on. So it's
it kind of
adheres
adheres
set
to that one.
to that bottom one.
side.
So they were trying to figure out if there was a way to be able to separate the cookie.
So you have half and half of the cream
Yes,
on it.
which it never was that big of a deal for me. How long is this video? Oh yeah, we'll play. It's only 38 seconds. Hold on.
Okay. Let me know when.
So she started
JJ
using.
said he's what did he say?
He said he's an Oreo.
He's snoring.
Well, I'm a coconut, so it's okay. She started working with plastics. I think that was her part of her program or
Okay.
project or PhD or whatever thesis was what's the best method for splitting those
Yeah.
and making it be 50-50. So this is the diagram. This is a quick 38-second video. Yeah. Of what she
Can you just hit
made
your full screen on
and
it?
how it works.
There's actually down in the bottom corner. Just leave it right there. It's fine. You can see it.
Oopsie.
Oh, no, we got all these pop-ups happening. Okay, so she's...
She put the, or you want me to rewind it?
No, you're good. I see it.
Oreo's in there.
Okay. Oh, inside of that little
Inside
contraption.
the grayish part.
Okay.
See it?
And now she's trying to figure out a way to engineer splitting this thing in half.
Perfectly.
This is kind of cool. Like that she
And
went
they
to
show
this
different.
extent.
And there's another video where they show. And now.
So fractured.
I think it still said. It still didn't work.
Oh, it didn't. So she tried to think
She's
about everything.
tried several different things.
I don't know. So I guess my favorite way, but I don't drink a lot of milk anymore, aside from coffee, is like literally dunking it in milk.
So they did say one study that they did
or
say
an ice cream.
if you
An
dunk.
Oreo flurry. Come the fuck on.
I know they're really good. If they don't have
Dairy Queen.
Snickers flurries, I do the Oreo.
You go straight to Oreo.
They did also part of it though that they did find out that if you dunk your cookie in milk for 5
Mhm.
seconds, you have 60 seconds to eat it before it disintegrates.
Dude, I've literally held a fucking
I mean,
cookie
who's-
in there for like 60 seconds.
Who's gonna wait 60 seconds after taking out of the milk to eat it though? Hell no, it's gone.
I don't know.
You could be mid conversation with somebody and you're just holding it there.
Yeah. Oh, here's another picture.
You
of
don't
another
talk to
one.
people when you eat like a dozen Oreos. You're fucking you're like fat shaming yourself at that point. Like you just eat. Like holding a cookie where you're just like, that's showing off that I've got a cookie and you don't.
Look at me, I'm so fancy.
Fancy. So yeah, so she's like part of her project is building all these different contraptions out of 3D printers
Okay.
to
At
try
home
to
kinda
see
or
if they
whatever,
could make
yeah.
it happen. They did say they've gone through like I think she said 6 cases of Oreo and like all different like they've used
tried
every
every
single
single
different
one.
flavors and cream filled with because they have the
Oh, they have the double stuffs.
just so that they
With the
can
double
you have to try
stuffs.
them all to see if they all break the same way. So I was like, that's a study I can get in on. That's my feel good.
Nice. There's your feel good.
Yeah.
What's
Oreo
your feel good,
cookies.
David?
My feel good is just being on vacation here in the grand old state of Texas.
Nice.
I like that one.
No worries about that. Absolutely.
You.
I totally meant to send a picture for something, but I'll share it on Friday for my feel good. But my feel good is just like being able to, you, honey, taking care of the house for me. I appreciate that. While
Sure.
we went on a quick jaunt up to Austin, which was insane. Got to see it, like all the guys. We hadn't seen them I hadn't seen them in quite a while. So,
You saw them in February.
well, I know it's been a while though. But hanging out with you, David, it's been awesome. I'm glad you're here. It's fucking been
I'm glad
been a
that
great
you
time.
guys have let me into your house. And
absolutely. And if you can just keep my dogs as calm as
You have
fucking
been.
you have. I don't understand what it is. I think it's just his calm demeanor.
I think it is too.
my calm demeanor and my soothing voice.
It really is. It's fucking ridiculous. And like I don't have that. Like
I just yell at him.
I'm way too high. Like
Yeah. What's your feel good?
I just told you.
Oh, what'd you say?
You
Oh,
weren't paying attention.
no. Well, you have a different one here.
I'm gonna save it because I forgot to picture.
Oh, okay.
So we'll save that for Friday because it's a really cool one. But I just want to show something that hasn't happened. We've been living at this house for 4 years, so we'll save it for then.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Entertainment.
real quick, entertainment. While you guys went to sleep on, I don't know, Monday night,
Or Monday.
Monday night because it was into Tuesday because we
Right.
were leaving Tuesday. I watched this movie on Netflix called Choose or
It's
Die.
a movie, not a series.
It's like an hour and 30-minute movie called Choose or Die.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about this old 80s video game. I don't know if you're going to like it, but
Why? Is it too
it's
angst driven?
kind of gory.
Oh,
A little bit gory. But basically this video game, and I'm not going to give too much away, so you guys go watch it. It's an hour and 25, 30 minutes, something like that, right? So I was able to watch it by the time when you guys went to bed. I fucking just stayed up till 1 o'clock and watch it. But basically the game makes you choose something or you're going to die, but it
Robert
always
Englund's
fucks
in it.
with somebody else, right? So it's like I'll just throw an example. It's like David or Beth, right? And then
Oh,
like something's gonna happen
like the
where
new Truth or Dare kind
they
of
like
movie.
you stab yourself, or you stab yourself, right? So, and it gets
higher and higher, like more. and more
yeah. There's
intense.
like 4
I
or
need to
5 or
watch it.
6 levels. So go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. It was kind of an interesting. It's like I said, it's an hour and 30 minutes long. It's kind of goes pretty quick.
What the hell is this today in history?
Today in history. Dude, it is in 1979. Today in history, in 1979, President Jimmy Carter is attacked by a
What
swamp
the hell is a
rabbit,
swamp rabbit?
which swam up to his fishing boat in Plains, Georgia, and it bit him.
What's a swamp rabbit?
I thought it was gonna be one of those fucking
I gotta look what this
those
picture is.
giant, what the fuck are those things called?
Swamp rabbit.
So
Bit
they're-
Jimmy
they
Carter.
have what are those things called in like New Orleans? They're or like they're more
Nutria.
Nutria, thank you. Yeah, like a nutria. I was thinking like that, but this says a swamp rabbit, and of course it's on
They're for
history.
real.
It's on history.net. Yeah,
And that's
They're
why
rabbits. They're just rabbits.
share it. Let me see.
and that's why Jimmy Carter's
Just
lived
take a picture
this
and just
long
open it.
in this life. He was bitten by that swamp
That's
rabbit.
a swamp rabbit.
Try to
And
make it
it's-
bigger. It's not. It's a rabbit.
Fucking swamp rabbit.
This one over here is a swamp rabbit.
We got it. So that and Carmen Electra is fucking 50, and that's ridiculous.
She's only 50.
How is
she
50?
younger than me?
I don't know, but I remember her when she dated the dude from fucking
She dated him or marry him?
she
She's married to
what's his-
David Navarro.
Dave Navarro from fucking
I can't remember what band he's in.
oh Jesus.
Jane's Addiction.
First band I ever saw, and I was having a hard time.
Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
Nice.
First band I ever saw when I was 13 years old.
That's funny.
It's
Yep.
Jane's Addiction up in Portland,
They
Oregon.
also have a sex tape.
Dude,
I don't know
how
if
is
his wiener's
like
as
what was
big
the
as
movie?
Tommy
Scary
Lee's, but-
movie? Like, come on, when she's running through the sprinklers.
So
She's so hot.
stupid.
And how is she 50? I think I always think of her in that, like, that's how I picture her. She's still beautiful. I mean, don't get me
I
wrong.
gotta look now.
Right. But when she was with Dennis Rodman, yeah, goddamn, right, dude? Saying.
What?
When she was with Dennis Rodman, they were crazy fuckers back then. She dated all the crazies.
Well, yeah.
Dave Navarro was kind of crazy. Like, that's back in
I'm
that.
gonna say
era.
Carmen
Well,
Electra today.
Dave Navarro's talented. Dennis Rodman's crazy.
There you go. Yeah,
They're
that's
both
good.
crazy. They're both very much eccentric
Eccentric
and
dudes. Yeah.
artists.
Yeah.
Carmen Electra
Electra.
today. Don't give me no 1980 picture.
That's it.
I'm not there yet.
What do we got?
Oh, she does look older.
I mean, right? Let's see. This blast one up there, as long as it's not boobies
I mean,
everywhere.
she looks better there than she
Is
does
that her
in
on the
this
right,
one.
like currently?
So
Oof.
that's a lot of.
Whatever. She's still pretty. It doesn't matter.
I'd still date
Then and
Carmen
now.
Electra
Me too.
Me 3.
because
Not
I
really.
am
I mean,
single.
if I have
Just
to
throwing that
trade
out there.
Beth in for somebody, I mean, it might as well
luck.
be Carmen Electra,
Good luck.
right? I mean, I think I could land her.
Sure.
Ruben, you do have a good point that Dave Navarro is leading the NBA in rebounds year after year and winning championships.
All good. Hey, so we're gonna be back on Friday. You're gonna be back on Friday. Tomorrow
Yes,
night, I
sir.
think we're gonna be on Nooner Nation podcast with Bill.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
going to jiu-jitsu then? No,
No
huh?
jiu-jitsu. My back's fucking ruined.
Still,
So check
good
out
call.
Nooner
Pussy.
Nation podcast tomorrow night. I think we're gonna both be on it tomorrow night.
Cool.
We'll do a little zoom in show with Bill. 8:00 for that. Friday night we'll be back for our 9:00 Friday night show. Beth's whiskey review. I think I'm
We're
taking
gonna
a
start.
break.
Well, yeah.
We've got one bottle, but I'm taking a break from the whiskey. I'm hitting the whiskeys a little too hard lately.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be taking
This
a break. but-
conversation we had.
Yeah.
Today.
and by the end of the show, it comes down to, can I remember the beginning of the show?
Yeah.
So
And
I'll be taking a break.
We actually are thinking we might even start to do it either
like every couple weeks,
every couple weeks or once a month.
something like that.
just
We've done
because
20
Saturdays I am wicked hungover.
Well, we've done, I don't know,
Because I
it's
say I'm only going to
25
have
of them
one
or
and I
something.
end up doing 3
That's exactly right.
and
We'll let the whiskey industry catch up to us
okay.
and let them stockpile some
get
new
some new ones.
whiskeys. And
We
then
do
we'll
have
get
another
back
new
to it.
one that we're going to try this Friday, but
And I've
you're
got
not
your
going to
niece
partake.
And I've got your niece bringing
I'm
in
going to
some
do it.
new ones from
I'm
Wisconsin.
happy that you decided to agree with me to take that whiskey break.
Yeah, I just need a little whiskey break.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those things. You just start hanging out all the time. And by the time the show's done and then I post this fucking thing and 14 glasses of whiskey deep, maybe not 14, but
That's a
handful.
little exaggerated. but
Rolling in the deep.
Rolling into deep. So David will be back. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes.
Do you want
thank
to put anything out there? Any social medias or anything like that? Or are you good?
Yeah, if you guys want to add me on Facebook, easy to find, David Osbornsen. Instagram, David_Osbornsen.
There you go.
Twitter, I don't use.
I don't either.
I'm not on TikTok because I'm
An adult.
better than that.
An adult.
And an adult.
I do TikTok. Don't knock it. It's
No,
funny.
you watch TikTok.
If you need my social security, well, good luck.
Birthday. Mom's
Birthday.
maiden name.
All right. On that note,
Love you guys. Catch you Friday. Thank you so
Bye,
much for hanging
guys.
out tonight. First, real quick, go ahead and like, subscribe button. Thanks to all the military first responders. Without you guys, we can't do this. Cheers to Ian. Come get a beer. Evan Haley, we miss you. And that's it.
Love
we'll
you
catch
guys.
you all.
bye. Have a great rest of the week.
See ya.